Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, March 13th. I apologize for getting started a few moments late. We had some issues that we needed to address. For introduction purposes, my name is Todd Wilchin. I am the chair of the county board this year. On my left, fellow commissioners Bill Avery and Deb Shore. On my right, Commissioner Roma Amundsen. The vice chair, Commissioner Jennifer Brinkman, is on vacation this week, so she will not be joining us. Joining us this morning from the county attorney's office, Mr. David Durbin. From the county clerk's office, we have the chief deputy, Corey Beatty, and Kelly Lundgren. From the county board office, we have Carrie Egan, who's the chief administrative officer, and we have Ann Ames, who is the deputy chief administrative officer. So now please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Beatty, would you please start the agenda?
Before we begin, I'd like to announce that a copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff at the front of the hearing room. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, March 6, 2018.
Move approval.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the Board of Commissioners meeting minutes from last Tuesday. Any discussion or corrections? I'm hearing none. Please call the roll.
Avery?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Amundsen?
Abstain.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0 with one abstention. Item 2 is approval of all claims processed through March 13th, 2018.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve all claims processed through today. Any discussions or correction? I'm sorry, any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore?
Yes.
Amundsen?
Yes.
Avery?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Okay, Ms. Beatty, would you please move to item number 3C?
Okay. Item 3C under new business, setting the annual salary of Amy J. Peters, Deputy Public Defender, at $63,358.88 as an Attorney 1 effective March 12, 2018.
I apologize. That's item 5C.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
what
sorry,
did you
3C
say?
is the recognition of
Oh,
Lancaster County Treasurer.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Let's back up. 3C. Okay, so under special presentations, 3C is recognition of Lancaster County Treasurer's 2017 Employees of the Year, Susan Schulte, Motor Vehicles Clerk, and Don Arp, Motor Vehicles Manager.
Candace Meredith, Chief Deputy Treasurer. I just wrote up something real quick here. The employees of the Lancaster County Treasurer's Office have had hundreds of thousands of contacts with citizens annually. Therefore, it's the mission of the Lancaster County Treasurer's Office to provide excellence in public services while maintaining public trust, fairness, and integrity. We endeavor to provide our citizens with professional, efficient, and timely services regarding any taxation issues. Every employee in our office has embraced this mission statement, and I am truly grateful to be a part of this amazing and dynamic team. In tradition, we again open nominations for Employee of the Year 2017, and with that, Susie Schulte and Don Arp have been selected for our Lancaster County Treasurer Employee of the Years. Would you mind reading Susie's nomination letter? Oh. Do you have that? I have it here if you don't have it. Thank you, Corey.
Sure. Okay. It is my pleasure to nominate for your consideration Motor Vehicle Clerk Susan Schulte as the Lancaster County Treasurer's Office Employee of the Year. Susan began her career with our office as an on-call employee on December 12, 2012. And was hired in 2015 as a full-time motor vehicle clerk. Susan has quickly established herself as a dedicated, kind, thoughtful, and professional employee for our office. Susan has progressed through several different areas of our office, working at a motor vehicle and driver's license window, as well as processing title and registration mail. However, in her latest job assignment, Lobby Information Desk, she's found her true calling. Susan has time and time again gained the praise of citizens and supervisors alike on her job performance. The job assignment of the Lobby Information Desk has placed Susan in the midst of the busiest place at the DMV, which requires patience, understanding, and the nerves of an air traffic controller. The Lobby Information Desk is a place of multitasking, constant, never-changing challenges, and questions on any topic possible, from motor vehicles, real estate taxes, game and parks, and driver's licenses. Susan has commanded her space with the confidence and ability of a well-seasoned veteran, directing customers, answering questions, notarizing documents, and calling citizens from the line with title or registrations work between her other tasks. She does this all with a smile on her face, a kindness in her voice, and a clear demonstration to the customer that they matter to her. I receive comments daily by citizens or comment cards left in the lobby praising the work she does at the front desk. Citizens commonly express their gratitude for her professionalism, kindness, and overall patience in a very hectic position. I believe we could ask for no better ambassador for motor vehicles as the first point of contact for many citizens. Signed, Don Arp, Manager, Motor Vehicle Services.
Susan, if you'd like to respond, that would be appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Is there anyone you'd like to recognize in the audience, or?
My husband Tom was able to come with me right here, so thank you.
Well, Susan, you have a beautiful smile, and what a great first impression
Thank you.
you make on the hundreds, if not thousands, of people that come through that door. So
Thank
great
you
to have
very
you as part
much.
of our Lancaster County team.
Appreciate
I
that.
think Roma
Thank
has
you.
something.
Yeah, and I think that one of the most key statements right here that was in this, was that she does this all with a smile on her face, kindness in her voice, and a clear demonstration to the customer that they matter. And that's really, really important.
Thank you.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for all the work you do for.
She always has that. Every time you walk in, this is a smile that you get. So it's just phenomenal. We love it.
Well, thank you.
And I think it's important that, obviously, the residents of Lancaster County interact more with the Treasurer's Department than any other department in the county. And so it's really important to have that customer service and to have that ability to interact with the customers so that they have a positive experience. And so
Right.
we very much appreciate your work. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan. Oh, we'll stay around. I was going to take pictures.
Okay.
Okay, Don, stay up here. This is, everybody knows Don Arp. I mean, he's kind of our bread and butter to the motor vehicles department. I don't know what we would do without him. So, Corey, if you don't mind reading Don's letter.
Motor Vehicles Manager Don Arp has been with the Lancaster County Treasurer's Office since 2012. Don was in law enforcement for 30 years prior to serving as the Motor Vehicles Manager for the Lancaster County Treasurer's Office. Don has been instrumental in the restructuring of the Motor Vehicle Division. He's worked diligently to document procedures, automate processes, and convert from paper to electronic retention, to name just a few of his accomplishments. He has worked tirelessly to cross-train staff in different areas of the office. Don has updated all security cameras, alarms, and lighting to ensure the safety and security of the employees, citizens, and the off-site buildings. In 2017 alone, our recording cameras have captured a video of a robbery at a bank across the street, caught vandals at the West O building, and we've been able to provide video to assist law enforcement with credit card fraud as well as plate identification in the parking lots. Time and time again, Don has gone out of his way to help citizens of Lancaster County complete complicated titling issues. Motor Vehicles Coordinator Selvin Mendez said Don is always helping out customers that need out-of-state inspections. He finds time during the day to go out to do the inspections due to the vehicles not running or it's an antique. I appreciate Don's extensive knowledge in motor vehicles as we tackle legislative issues and bring forth new solutions to the State Department of Motor Vehicles and the legislature. Don has built professional networks with car dealers across Lancaster County and has established trusting relationships with outside agencies that have enabled the Lancaster County Treasurer's Office to take the lead in many innovative changes over the last few years. But most importantly, Don's empathy for his staff is undeniable. He lends an ear to anyone who's experiencing life issues and always recognizes those who finish probation through food days and never forgets to celebrate staff's important life events. For these reasons and countless more, I nominate Don Arp for Employee of the Year, signed by Candace Meredith, Chief Deputy County Treasurer.
feels kind of bad taking one of these because we all know as managers, we're not the ones that do the job. It's the employees that do it for us. And I'm just lucky I have an amazing staff like Susie that just every day come in and do a real professional job in a real demanding situation. We had 600,000 transactions this year, 40,000 message plates. It was a busy, busy year, and they did it professionally with a smile and with good comments clear across the board. So I could ask you, anytime you're in motor vehicle, stop and tell one of the clerks thank you, because they really do a good job, and I really appreciate their work. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this.
Did you have anyone you want to thank
No,
besides your staff?
just the people I work with, Susie, and the staff in the treasurer's office. I do have 3 motor vehicle clerks that work downtown, Erica and Jane, and then Michelle's holding down the fort over there. So we kind of spread out to everywhere. We're trying to look for, if you got an extra room in your house, we'll do titles from there. We're just trying to spread out the work so we don't have such a long line, and it's worked pretty well. So,
Well, again, we very much appreciate, the county board very much appreciates the work the county treasurer's staff does on a daily basis. Again, your interaction with the public is very much appreciated. And I know that there have been some difficult challenges this last year. And so we very much appreciate you and your staff and the leadership that you've provided.
thank you.
And taking the time to celebrate those life moments in the lives of your staff, that's a really kind comment.
We're having pizza tomorrow. One of the girls gets her associate degree tomorrow.
Perfect.
We're having a pizza day.
Well, and while you're there, Candace, I want to publicly thank you for your work as the chief deputy. Again, I was at the chamber coffee last Wednesday, and we were discussing some legislative issues, and you were publicly acknowledged by by Bruce Boyer, who's the Vice President of Government Relations, specifically called you out by the fact how helpful you are whenever there's an issue involving legislative issues, whether it be polling numbers or data. You're always able to provide the information in a very timely manner. And so he publicly acknowledged that in front of a room full of business leaders from our community. So we very much appreciate. Again, we know it's been a hard year, and the office would not run without your leadership. So the county, at least I very much appreciate your work.
Well, thank you very much for those kind words. I'm
Thank
very
you.
appreciative. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations. I think, Ms. Beatty, we still need to go on to another item number 4A, if you would.
4A under public hearings.
Yes.
We have a manager application for Beth M. Hludke in connection with a Class Y liquor license for Whispering Vines Winery LLC, doing business as Windcrest Winery, located at 3110 West Branch Oak Road, Raymond, Nebraska.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up the public hearing for the manager application for Beth Haldane. Are they present?
Beth here.
Okay, is there anyone here to testify in support of this application? No, come on up. And
Dale, I'll need to swear you in. If you could raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do. Dale Lillyhorn, manager, owner of Windcrest Winery.
okay, would you just care to speak about this application?
She's just somebody that I've found that it seemed to be qualified, capable of taking over and managing my tasting room. Gives me a break. I've been doing it for 10-plus years. I'd like to step back and let her do it.
Right, any questions?
Can you share a little bit about her background in the hospitality industry?
Don't know an awful lot about it, but I know she has worked at tending bar at some locations here in Lincoln. She's working at a coffee bar where they serve specialty coffees and so forth. Appears to be a great public person for me.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, with that, I appreciate it. Are there any other individuals wishing to support or to testify in support of this application? Okay, anyone wishing, oh, you can have a seat. Okay,
Thanks.
anyone wishing to testify in opposition to this application or in the neutral capacity? Okay, we'll go ahead and close this manager application hearing and roll it over to next Tuesday for approval. So again, thank you for coming. We're still waiting on a few items related to item 3A and 3B, so I think we should move on to item number 4A.
Or 5A under new business. 5B, so we'll hold off on those, right? Because those are in conjunction with the special presentations.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay, so
5C.
I'll go back to 5C,
Yep.
if that's okay with everyone. So I'll reread that item. It's setting the annual salary of Amy J. Peters, Deputy Public Defender, at $63,358,000.88 as an Attorney 1 effective March 12th, 2018.
Move approval?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to set the annual salary for Amy Peters. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
and Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5D is a special designated license application from Deer Springs Winery for a reception on May 5th, 2018 at 16255 Adams Street, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Move approval?
Second.
Okay, we have we have a motion and a second to approve the SDL application for Deer Springs Winery for a reception on May 5th. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. We have another special designated license application from Deer Springs Winery for a reception on June 12th, 2018 at 16255 Adams Street, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Avery and a second by Commissioner Amundson for a SDL for Deer Springs Winery for a reception on June 12th. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5F is a resolution in the matter of recognizing March 26th through the 30th, 2018 as Severe Weather Awareness Week and April 7th, 2018 as Central Plains Severe Weather Symposium and Storm Spotter Appreciation Day.
Good morning. Jim David, Save Director, Lincoln, Lancaster County Emergency Management. Just wanted to take a moment to thank you for this resolution. It gives me an opportunity when the storm spotters that I work with so I can let them know just how much their dedication and hard work is appreciated. Actually, I'm a speaker at their monthly meeting tomorrow evening, so I'll be able to touch base with them on that. But we have a very good system in place in order to do that. We test it once a month, but then again, we'll test it at the end of March with the statewide tornado drill. And then I have that opportunity to work with Dr. Ken Dewey and his staff from the university on the Weather Fest, the Severe Weather Symposium. Last year was the first time it was held at Innovation Campus, which was a very impressive event. It used to be over at Hardin Hall on East Campus, and everybody was literally shoehorned into the building. So the venue there on Innovation Campus really allows us to showcase just how tremendous, how well attended that event is.
Okay. Any questions? Commissioner
Just
Short?
note it is very family-friendly.
Absolutely.
Activities for all ages.
Yes, yep, yeah, indoor and outdoor. So, and we will not be competing with the spring game this year. The past couple of years, it's been the same day as that. So yes, we will have April 7th all to ourselves.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve a resolution recognizing March 26th through March 30th, 2018 as the Severe Weather Awareness Week and April 7th, 2018 as the Central Plains Severe Weather Symposium and Storm Spotter Appreciation Day. Any discussion? Okay, please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Okay, let's return to item number 3A.
3B. Oh, 3A.
Morning, Commissioners. Kerry Egan, Chief Administrative Officer. As a preliminary matter, all elected officials, of course, have to have a bond issued, and they have to have the oath sworn upon the bond. In looking at when we previously appointed Pam Dingman as the engineer, she was appointed on December 14th, and the official bond was approved at a later date. So I think that the appropriate procedure would be to go ahead and appoint Mr. Condon as the county attorney, only rather than effective immediately, I'd say effective upon the execution and approval of the bond by the county board, which would take about another week. Of course, in the interim, he's the acting county attorney by statute anyways, by virtue of being the chief deputy. So I think that would be the appropriate procedure. So rather than make it effective immediately, we'll make it effective upon execution and approval of the bond.
Okay. Go ahead and begin with the introduction of Pat Condon, the prospective appointee for the position of Lancaster County Attorney. Come on up, Mr. Condon.
Good morning. My name is Patrick Condon, and as Mr. Egan said, I am the acting county attorney. So,
If you'd like to give us just a little bit about yourself.
sure. I would like to introduce my wife, Carol Ann, and my daughter, Maddie. Carol Ann and I have been married for 25 years. It'll be 25 years this December. She's been with me throughout all this. This is our youngest daughter, Maddie. She's a senior at Pius, and she will be maybe joining her sister out east. Her sister is in college out in New York City, and she may be joining her out there next year. So we'll see how that goes. So I did want to introduce them this morning. A little bit about myself. I've been in the county attorney's office for 28 years here. I was in Grand Island for 2 years before that, after graduating from Creighton Law School. My father used to say when his kids would go out the door, remember who you are, what you stand, where you come from, and what you stand for. So a little bit about who I am. As I said, I grew up on a farm in Iowa. Have middle of 7 kids. I have 4 siblings, and my mother lived in Kansas City, a sister in Wichita, and my brother is still on the farm and farms back in Iowa. In October, you'll find me on the farm in Iowa, because that's where I like to go for kind of a decompression week to help with the harvest. So I do go back there. As I said, I've been here for 28 years after being in Hall County. Mike Hevican, our Chief Justice, hired me here. I began in the mental health and drug docket and then moved on to our general felony docket. My first homicide case I was involved with was the Candace Harms, Roger Borkman and Scott Barney murder case back in 1992. Since then, I've been involved in 12, 13 homicide cases. Not all those went to trial, but been involved in that many homicide cases. As I said, we've been involved in the mental health docket here. And also in the general felony docket and drug docket. So done quite a bit here in Lancaster County. I guess one thing I would say is I have said that I've been lucky to be able to get up for the last 30 years and go to a job that I love, and I appreciate the board giving me the opportunity to continue that, and hopefully in November I can get the voters to get me to continue doing that in November. But I do want to thank the board for giving me that opportunity to continue to do that. One of the reasons for that is the great staff that I work with. Some of our attorneys are here. These individuals also make it easy for me to get up and go to work. I know they can be assigned jobs and they'll get those things done. We also have about 40 support staff. Joe Kelly, when he was the county attorney, used to say we are the 3rd largest law firm. I believe that's still true here in Lancaster County. So it's a big office. We do a lot of work. Aside from our criminal division, which is greatly impacted by our work with the Lincoln Police Department, the collaboration with the Lincoln Police Department, Chief Blymeister, the Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Wagner, UNL Chief Owen Yardley, the Nebraska State Patrol, Colonel Boldock. These associations that we have with all these groups make it very easy and assist us in doing our job in prosecution of individuals. However, that's not our only thing. We also have 5 attorneys. Mr. Durbin, also one of our civil division. Doug Sear, our chief of our civil division, assist in the county with contractual matters, with civil litigation, with doing labor negotiation, things of that nature. So they're very helpful, again, to me, to the board. I'm sure the board appreciates the assistance they get from them. Our juvenile division, we have 6 attorneys in our juvenile division handling myriad of juvenile issues. We have also 2 attorneys in our child support and support enforcement division, and then our attorneys in our criminal division. So it's a large office. There's a lot of things other than criminal prosecutions, as I said, that we do. We have our courts, our veterans court, our drug court, our family law court, our juvenile family court, our juvenile drug court, our intensive supervision diversion, pretrial diversion, things of that nature, and these all have attorneys associated with these organizations. So again, I appreciate the support that the board gives us, and I appreciate the support that I get from my attorneys and my staff. We have 40 support staff along with our attorneys, so it is really a very good staff, and I really enjoy getting up and going to work. So that's kind of who I am and where I come from. What I stand for is dedication, and dedication to my family, to my faith, and to this job. I don't think I'm going to let this county board down. I will not let this county board down. I intend to continue the work that we do in the county attorney's office, and continue to make Lancaster County a safe place to work, worship, and raise your family. So thank you very much.
Any questions for Mr. Condon?
With that, it'd be my honor to appoint Pat Condon as the Lancaster County Attorney, effective upon execution of the bond.
We're on the special presentation. so
Okay,
we
well,
need
I'm
to
so
wait.
excited about appointing him.
I apologize, and I apologize. The agenda has kind of had to be moved around a little bit just to accommodate some questions that we had. But any questions for Mr. Condon? Mr. Avery?
Pat, congratulations. Could you comment a little bit on what your experience was before you came here? You've been here quite a while, I know.
I've been here quite a while, been here 28
Maybe
years.
it was law school, I don't know.
In law school, actually, you kind of got to, sometimes you got to do what you need to do to get to where you want to be. And in law school at Creighton, at the time, I applied for a job with a clerking job in the Douglas County Attorney's Office. I did not get that job initially, but at the time, the county attorney also owned a bar right down the street from the law school. So I decided, well, I'll go work at the bar. So I went and I worked at the bar, and I worked at the bar for several months, and then got to meet Mr. Stetskevic, who was the county attorney at that time. And next time I applied for a job in the clerking position in the county attorney's office with his experience with me at the bar and at the restaurant there, I got that clerking job. So that's where I began in prosecution, was in the clerking with the Douglas County Attorney's Office. And then after that, I was able to was hired on with Bill Schreffler was the county attorney out in Hall County. So I went out to Hall County right after law school, right after I got sworn in as an attorney, and began working in Hall County. I worked in their mental health, their child support division out there, and then also in their drug docket. I ended in their drug docket before I came here to Lancaster County. So that's kind of my professional career, Mr. Avery. So
I wouldn't ask you about your bar career.
I'll just make one comment. Obviously, the people of Lancaster County have been well served by the county attorney going back several decades, going back to the former county attorney who's now the Chief Justice of the Nebraska Supreme Court, and your predecessor, now the U.S. Attorney for the state of Nebraska. So you have big shoes to fill, obviously, but I think the board is confident that you'll be able to step into those shoes, not miss a beat, because, again, we have a lot of challenges that the county faces. With the population over 300,000, there are a lot of issues that go along with that, from a number of issues that you've mentioned, homicide cases, to the sheer volume of drug offenses and other felony cases. So that's why I think it was important for the county board to appoint someone who could step in and run the county attorney's office from day one without hesitation. So that's why I think we very much appreciate you willing to step up and assume this responsibility. So,
thank you.
Commissioner Thomason.
And I just was going to mention something for your family, because one of the things that you had said is that you have to go to the farm in October to decompress. Okay, so really thank you so very much for all the support that you've given him, and that you will continue to give to him.
Commissioner Short.
And a lot has changed over 30 years since you started
It has.
Your practice of your career. And we know that the county attorney's office will continue to innovate and bring forth new ways of doing business and new ways of making sure that our residents are staying safe. And you can count the county board as part of that partnership, and here to support you in any way we can.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Ms. Beatty, would you please see item 5A?
Item 5A is the appointment of Pat Condon as the Lancaster County Attorney.
I will make a motion that we appoint Pat Condon as the Lancaster County Attorney effective upon execution of the bond.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to appoint Pat Condon as the Lancaster County Attorney, as effective as soon as the bond is issued. Any discussion? Okay, please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Congratulations, Pat.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 5B, please.
Item 5B is a special presentation on celebrating women in public office day.
And while the clerk is reading the resolution, we have a collection of women who are representing various county offices today. If they could come forward at this time, and we could take a 30-second break to just have a photo op. So ladies, come on forward. We'll just gather up here very quickly. Corey, you can read, and then
Sure.
Kelly can,
Sure.
you and Kelly can join us up here. Can you go?
So we have a proclamation celebrating women in public office day, whereas the month of March is Women's History Month and celebrates the significant contributions women of all races, ethnicities, and backgrounds have made to the world. And whereas women play a critical role in the vitality and diversity of our communities and are essential to ensuring Lancaster County is well represented. And whereas while the 20th century was a pivotal time of growth for women entering politics, women remain underrepresented in male-dominated fields, and thus providing opportunities to support women in public office is imperative. And whereas recognizing women in public office will bring awareness to the fundamental necessity of their work and will inspire other young people to service their communities, now therefore we, the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim March 19th, 2018 as celebrating Women in Public Office Day and call upon the people of Lincoln and Lancaster County to unite as we support the success of women in public office and observe every March 19th with appropriate activities, events, and programs.
There are so many more women than are up here. Like, can you put emojis for the other women? Thanks. Squish us in.
Great photo.
Thank you, ladies, for taking time out of your day to be here. And as Shelley said, we are just a small representation of the hundreds of women working every day to make Lancaster County.
Wait, over here, I guess, yeah.
Thanks for coming over, guys. There. And thank you to our viewers for indulging me in a moment of recognition for this group.
You text me that picture.
Do you want to just read?
Okay. See.
The proclamation was read into the record, and
Okay, please see correlating item 5B.
yep, proclamation declaring March 19th, 2018 as celebrating Women in Public Office Day.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Okay, returning back to new business, we have item 5G is a recommendation from the Purchasing and Corrections Departments to award a contract for medical services to Correct Care Solutions. The estimated cost of the contract over the 4-year term is $9,200,288.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Brad Johnson, Director, Lancaster County Department of Corrections. As you know, we've been working on this contract for quite a while. It's very detail-oriented and it's extremely important for our operations. So I think we finally got to a point where we're ready to get that approved.
Any questions for Mr. Johnson? Commissioner Avery?
Is this the total amount?
That number is an estimated amount. The first year is just short of 2.2 million, and then each year they can come back and request an increase based on the CPI out of Kansas City. So it may change from that total 4-year number based on, what those increases involve.
And
It can't go over 3% per year, so that number there is based on if they would get the maximum increase each year at 3%.
and the funding source?
Comes out of the general fund.
Just wanted to hear you say it.
Commissioner Shore?
And this is just for adult corrections. This is not a joint RFP with either Youth Services Center or the Crisis Center. This is just you stand.
This is just for our department, yes.
Any other questions? Okay.
Move approval.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to award the contract for medical services to Correct Care Solutions for the Adult Corrections Department. Any discussion? Okay, please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5H is a recommendation from the purchasing agent to award a contract for overhead door repair and replacement services to Raynor Doors of Nebraska, Inc. The estimated cost of the contract is $30,000.
Move approval?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to award the contract for overhead door repair and replacement services. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5I is an agreement with Schemmer Associates, Inc. for a geotechnical site evaluation of County Bridge D-88 located on West Agnew Road, 1,400 feet east of Northwest Highway 79. The county will pay $9,750 for the site evaluation.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. Bridge D-88, as you may recall, is located on Agnew Road, just east of Highway 79. It was severely damaged in the 2015 flood. We fixed the south side of the bridge. Subsequent rain events damaged the north side. We fixed the north side of the bridge. The fixes are not holding, and so we need to come in and do a complete geotechnical evaluation, which is really the study of the soil and the water table around this bridge to see what else we can do to stabilize this bridge, or if maybe the answer is now we need to replace this bridge. And so I'm hoping we can find a solution to stabilize it, but before we do any more fixes to it, we really need to lock down what's going on with the soils and the water table around this bridge.
Okay, any questions for Ms. Stingman?
Move approval?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the agreement with Schemmer Associates. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5J is a deposit placement agreement and custodial agreement with Midwest Bank for insured cash sweep options.
Move approval?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the deposit place agreement and custodial agreement with Midwest Bank. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5K is a memorandum of understanding with the City of Lincoln for the purpose of rescinding the 1988 Justice Council interlocal agreement and creating a new Lancaster County City of Lincoln Justice Council.
This is the long-awaited agreement to refurbish the Justice Council, which has been operating for probably going on over a year now. It does rescind the old agreement, which was originally passed in 1988, and updates it to more match the procedures and the purposes of the new Justice Council. So the city has executed the agreement.
Move approval.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the memorandum of understanding with the City of Lincoln for the purposes of rescinding the 1998 Justice Council interlocal agreement and creating the new Lancaster County City of Lincoln Justice Council. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5L is an agreement with the University of North Florida Training and Service Institute, Inc., on behalf of the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office for a 40-hour training course entitled Energy Methods and Damage Analysis and Traffic Crash Reconstruction for 30 students. The agenda item was listed as there is no cost to the county, but that might not be correct. Is that right, Mr. Durbin?
That's correct. Dave Durbin, Deputy County Attorney, Lancaster County Attorney's Office. Sheriff Wagner will explain there is an alternative source of funding, so this will not be paid using tax dollars. However, I just want to be clear that there is a cost of $13,500 associated with this agreement, just so the board was aware that the agenda may have been a little misleading.
Terry Wagner, Lancaster County Sheriff. It's revenue neutral. We will pay the $13,500 for the training, be reimbursed by stop funds, so it'll be revenue neutral to the county.
Thank you for that explanation. Are there any questions?
I will move approval with that correction.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the agreement with the University of North Florida Training and Service Institute. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Next are consent items. Bear with me, there are quite a few. 6A are amendments to the following contracts for the annual requirements of equipment and accessory rental. Maximum expenditures will increase by $10,000 per year for the remainder of the current term for a revised total of $90,000 for all contracts. These are contracts C14-380 with Hamilton Equipment Company, C14-379 with NMC Inc., and C14-378 with Sunbelt Rentals. We also have an amendment to County Contract C14-132 with Firespring for the annual requirements of business cards and letterhead printing. The amendment extends the contract for a 2-month term beginning March 31st, 2018 through May 30th, 2018. Utility permit number 1641, allowing Windstream Nebraska LLC to install underground fiber optic cable under West Holdridge Street from Northwest 56th Street to Northwest 66th Street. There is no cost to the county. Right-of-way contracts with the following: Union Bank and Trust Company as trustee, Monty R. Beaumont Unified Credit Trust, Southwest 62nd Street and West Rokeby Road in the amount of $775. And Dwayne C. and Sandra R. Moz at South 162nd Street and Pioneers Boulevard in a total amount of $3,385. Monthly reports for February 2018 from the Assessor Register of Deeds, County Clerk, and Records and Information Management. And setting a public hearing on March 20th, 2018 at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building regarding an application for addition to liquor license from Newmark Golf LLC located at 8901 Augusta Drive, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Move approval of the consent items.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent items. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Next is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
And anyone in the audience wishing to testify or speak on an item not on the agenda related to county business? Seeing none, please continue with your announcements.
The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, March 15th, 2018 at 8:30 a.m. in the Bill Luxford studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, March 20th, 2018 at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building, with the Board of Equalization immediately following. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Okay, that concludes the board meeting for Lancaster County Board of Commissioners. Go ahead and get started with the Board of Equalization for Lancaster County.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff at the front of the hearing room. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Also present with us today is Scott Gaines from the County Assessor's Office. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, February 20th, 2018.
Move approval.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the last Board of Equalization meeting. Any discussion or corrections? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Abstain.
and Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0 with one abstention. Item 2 are additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of the additions and deductions?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the additions and deductions to the tax assessments rolls. Any questions? Commissioner Avery?
I see that Scott is back there. I was curious about some of these valuations that were decreased by over $1 million. Second one on the list, Newmark Golf LLC, over $1 million decrease in value. Then later on, we get one.
Which ones are we looking at, Bill? I'm sorry.
Under tax roll voucher list,
Yep, I'm there. Which,
second one down.
Newmark?
Yeah,
It's, if you look, there's corresponding, these are just the reconfiguration of the parcels.
offset by other
Yes, you'll, if you
increases.
total the decreases and the increases, they will balance.
I thought that might be the case.
Yep, it's just they filed deeds that split and combined the parcels, so the parcel makeup has changed. So
I'm always interested in.
it's a net zero. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Any other discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes,
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Item 3 is a public hearing on motor vehicle tax exemption applications from the following: Catholic Social Services and the Salvation Army.
Okay, going to go ahead and open up the public hearing for these two motor vehicle tax exemption applications. Anyone here to testify in support, in opposition, or in their neutral capacity on these applications? Seeing none, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. Please continue on with item number 4.
Item 4 is action on motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Move approval?
second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the motor vehicle tax exemption applications. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes,
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Next is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to County Board of Equalization business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
Okay, anyone in the audience wishing to speak on an item involving the Board of Equalization, item not on the agenda? I'm seeing none.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Okay, that adjourns the Board of Equalization meeting. Have a good week.